What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob, doing my top 6 10-year-old Scotch whiskeys. I'm going to start with Contenders, talk about some honorable mentions, and then talk about my top 6. So the Contenders for this are just whiskeys that I've tried that didn't make the list. So that includes Benrahma 10-year-old, Tobermory 10-year-old, and Lefroy 10-year-old. A lot of people love that Lefroy. I'm not talking about the Lefroy cask strength. Cask strengths cannot be mentioned in my top 6 videos. If you've seen my top 6 18-year-olds, my top 6 12-year-olds, my top 6 25-year-olds, none of those include cask strength whiskeys. So those ones did not make any list. The honorable mentions are as follows: Talisker 10, Highland Park 10-year-old, and Glengoyne 10-year-old. I was thinking about putting Glenmorangie 10-year-old in my honorable mentions, but that's probably more along the lines of a contender as opposed to an honorable, although it is a good everyday sipper. Alright, so my top 6 Scotch whiskies in the 10-year-old category include number 6, Hazelburn 10-year-old. Now this is ex-bourbon cask only. It does change from year to year. That's only because Springbank does that with all their expressions. It's a little bit different from year to year, but it's always ex-bourbon cask only for the Hazelburn 10-year-old. Really good stuff. I haven't reviewed it officially yet, but I will be reviewing it shortly within 2020 for sure. Awesome whiskey. I highly recommend you grab it. Great price. Number 5 is the Port Charlotte 10-year-old. Now this is 50% ABV. Really nice stuff. Super smoky, comes from Bruichladdich in Islay. Awesome stuff. I highly recommend it. Also well priced in around the 120 to 150 mark. You can get it less in many places, including Alberta and the US. Honestly, I highly recommend it. Great stuff if you like your peated whiskey. Number 4 might come as a surprise to some people because it's not higher on the list, but that's the Springbank 10-year-old. I love this whiskey. It's 46%. Checks all the boxes, but just doesn't beat out some of the stuff that I have in the bottom 3. So really good whiskey, but there is a little bit better for lesser price in the bottom 3. Number 3 is the Lejeune 10-year-old. Now, Tobermory didn't even make my honorable mentions, but the Lejeune from Tobermory is in my top 3. It's that good. It's heavily peated. Really nice whiskey. I highly recommend it. Number 2 is probably the least peated out of all the top 6, and it just goes to show you that I like peated whiskey when they're younger expressions. It's the Glenallachie 10-year-old port cask. This is a Billy Walker wood finish series. The Glenallachie 10-year-old port is absolutely amazing. You get a ton of port in just 10 years in this Scotch whiskey, something I've never experienced in any of the port whiskeys I've tried so far that are mainly finishes. I've had a couple of single cask ports that are not even as ported as this one. So this is really interesting. I highly recommend you get it. It's a great price, under $100, pretty much anywhere, and it's a global release, so you should be able to find it. Glenallachie 10-year-old finished in port casks is my number 2. Alright, so my number 1 is a whiskey that I'm going to be reviewing officially in February when I'm done my dry month, which is currently going on right now. It's the Ardbeg 10-year-old. This is an excellent whiskey. It comes in at a great price. Honestly, the consistency of Ardbeg 10-year-old beats out almost anything I can think of. It's just consistently awesome every single year. It's got a great amount of peat in it. It is the standard when it comes to Ardbeg distillery characteristic. Honestly, I love this whiskey. You need to try it. 46%, unchill filtered, no added color. It's a beautiful whiskey. I highly recommend it. Alright guys, so stay tuned this month because I will be releasing a couple of reviews that I pre-recorded. They'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks. I think you're going to like those ones. I'm also going to be releasing a no age statement top 6 Scotch whiskey, so I think you'll like that one as well. I did put a price limit on the no age statement whiskeys that I will be including in that, so you'll see in that video to come. Recently, a friend of mine from Quebec launched a website called theswaglife.com. I'm going to pop it up right here. You can get all Whiskey in the Six merchandise, including sweaters, t-shirts, and hats. I believe there's mugs and some other stuff on there as well. You can get all that stuff on theswaglife.com. Alright, so check that out. Prices are in American dollars, and I believe if you spend $100 and use Whiskey10 as the promo code, you get 10% off. I'm not in control of the pricing, and I don't know exactly how that's all going to work. I don't even know exactly when it's going to be shipped out or any of that stuff. It's all second party type stuff, kind of like Spreadshirt, but I do know that now Whiskey in the Six apparel is available on theswaglife.com. Alright guys, that's it for me. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you really like the video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You can hit the bell to get notifications for when I do release a video. And you can follow this channel on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Support the channel on Patreon. Cheers.